Two teams with a combined record of 25 wins and just 5 losses meet in the TV3 Game of the Week. Fortville's Mount Vernon High School Marauders and the Connersville Spartans boys basketball from Spartan Bowl is the Game of the Week on TV3. Welcome to Spartan Bowl and what is expected to be an exciting high school basketball game. Hi everybody, with Ron Wiley, this is Fran Schomo. Welcome you to the 12-2 Marauders from Mount Vernon School located at Fortville and the 13-3 Connersville Spartans. Mount Vernon has lost to Newcastle and Decatur Central, the Spartans to Pendleton Heights, Hamilton Heights, and Warren Central. What to expect from tonight's opponent? Here's Spartan coach Kerry Brown. Coach, when two teams as equal as they are tonight, what are the key factors?
Well, I hope you're right. I hope we're as equal as you think we are. They're a really good basketball team. You know, they've got a balanced attack. They returned 5 starters. We returned 2 starters. So we've got our work cut out for us tonight. You know, we've basically asked our kids to be in 2 places at once. They can shoot it from the outside, but we've got to give some help inside, and that's a difficult chore, but, you know, in essence, that's what we have to do to be successful tonight on the defensive end. And offensively, you know, we just need to have great possessions, get great shots, and knock down some of those shots.
These are tall guys, 6'5", 6'6". How do you defend them?
Well, we have to outsmart them, we have to outwork them, out-hustle them, and we just have to get in better position than them. You know, inside of them on the rebounds and play on the side and try not to let them get it thrown inside in the post. Also, we need our guys guarding the ball to help with our post defense, believe it or not, by, you know, taking the vision away of the passer.
To me, it seems like a key to this ball game is keeping your mistakes at a minimum.
Yeah, and we've done a pretty good job of that so far from a turnover standpoint. They're not, they haven't pressed as much. They do run a little bit of 1-3-1, which is a concern. But you're right. In a hopefully what will be a lower possession game, we need to keep our turnovers to a minimum.
What have you been working on in practice, particularly this week, getting ready for this crew here tonight? Then you go to Mooresville.
Yeah, 2 tough games, probably the toughest weekend of the season. Offensively, we've just been working on trying to do a better job executing, catching the ball, and looking and letting our screens and our cutters develop. Defensively, guarding the post, helping in the post, yet at the same time getting back out and covering the shooters.
We're probably 70-75% into the season. What's been pleased to you? What's pleasing to you?
Well, we play together. Offensively, we make the extra pass. Defensively, we've been pretty solid. We've done a great job from the free throw line. As a team, we've shot 77%. We've made more free throws than our opponents have attempted. So, you know, we've done some good things, but, you know, we still have to clean some things up. There's improvement on both sides of the basketball that we're wanting to see between now and sectional.
Thanks, Coach. We'll see you after the game. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks, Fran.
Now the starting lineups. Here's Ron.
Yes, for the Mount Vernon Marauders, a very, very, very tall team. They are led by 6-foot senior number 10, Miles Wayner. He's one of the guard positions. Michael Erders is 6'1" junior. He's number 12. He's at the other guard positions. This is where they get big in their front court. Fran James McLeod is a 6'5" junior. He's at one of the forward positions. He's number 21. Michael Thompson is a 6'5" forward. He's a senior. He's number 32. And at the center position is Eric Shepard. He's a 6'6" junior. He's number 42. Unbelievable height, unbelievable speed. Watching these guys out here. They are fast, and they're going to be combated by the Connersville Spartans starting 5. Chandler Graves is a 6-foot senior. He's number 11. Garrett Sokot's a 6-foot sophomore. He's number 12. And Tyler Billups rounds out the trifecta of guard position for the Connersville Spartans. He's a 6'2" senior, number 24. Grant Smith is a 6'4" junior, number 40. And Bo Isaacs, the janitor, is 6'3". He's number 52, and he's a junior for the Connersville Spartans.
Next round should be an interesting ball game here tonight. The Marauders and Spartans have 5 common opponents. Both have victories over Rushville, Shelbyville, and Greenfield Central. The Spartans defeated Newcastle. Newcastle won over Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon defeated Pendleton Heights. The Spartans lost to Pendleton. Going into tonight's game, Connersville offensive average is 53.6 points a game. Mount Vernon has scored an average of 61.9 points a game. Defense's averages are 44.2 for the Spartans and 51.9 for Mount Vernon. Both these teams are on 4-game winning streaks, so it should be quite a ball game, Ron.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is the elite in our sectional. These two teams right here, and Mount Vernon is on our floor. And, you want to give the Spartan faithful. That's the sixth man that Mount Vernon is going to go against. As the faithful has lifted up our boys to an undefeated record this season so far. And I got to tell you, one thing that I'm very, very excited about is the fact that we have definitely been able to play bigger teams and quicker teams and get them in the foul trouble and get to the line.
Yes.
And from what I understand, one of the stats that's been interesting all season long is the fact that we've made more free throws than the opponents have made attempts. That's amazing. We got to get to that line tonight and get some free points against this huge Mount Vernon Marauder team.
Great crowd tonight at Spartan Bowl.
Yeah, very good crowd, and again, the faithful is coming out there recognizing this team and how good they are, and how much, not just good team, these are good boys. I mean, these are just all-around good boys, and I'm very proud to know them. We're only going to lose 2 seniors this year, Chandler Graves and Tyler Blips. Going to be great losses to the team, but again, great boys, and I'm very excited to be watching, again, as we try to go undefeated again here at the Bowl this year tonight.
His kids really work together well. We've seen that all season long.
Yeah, it seems like they never get down. We've had a couple games here that went overtime against Rushville and against Richmond, and clearly at overtime, Rushville had the momentum, Richmond had the momentum, but these boys found a way to win. The signature win, the signature to me was in Newcastle when they were down 12 and they came back and won. They stuck it together. They didn't give up, and they went and they won. They never won at Newcastle, and these boys got together and they did. And that right there shows the heart of this team. This team has a great, great big heart.
The Marauders in black, the Spartans in white. Let's hope the guys in white win tonight.
Yeah, that's right. The good guys are always in white, and the good guys are always win.
Officials tonight are Mike McGriff from Cambridge City, Mike Ward from Anderson, and Darrell Wright, he's from Richmond. Tip-off of tonight's ball game from Spartan Bowl, Mount Vernon and the Spartans. The TV3 Game of the Week. Ron and I will return with the tip-off right after this on the TV3 Game of the Week.
Explore the skies at the National Museum of the United States Air Force, the world's largest military aviation museum, featuring over 360 planes and missiles. Climb into a cockpit, board a space shuttle, ride the simulators, then experience the region's largest 6-story theater screen. Visit Dayton, Ohio, where imagination takes flight. Free admission and free parking, open 9 to 5 every day. Plan your visit at nationalmuseum.af.mil.
Mount Vernon's in Connersville tonight to meet the Spartans here at Spartan Bowl. Welcome to TV3's Game of the Week, everybody. Happy to have you with us.
This game, I tell you, was already electric.
Number 42, Eric Shepard. He's only 6'6".
Yeah, only.
Ron.
Yeah, yeah.
And jumping against Grant Smith, but Grant's 6'4",
yeah.
so who knows?
Yeah, Grant couldn't. No, did not that time.
Controlled by Mount Vernon in the backcourt.
I tell you what, Mount Vernon during the warm-ups looked very, very fast. We've dealt with speed before. We dealt with height, and maybe not this much height as they got some twin towers out there, but
here's 21 firing and hitting a 2-pointer. That's James McLeod. He has an 8-point per game average. He's a 6'5" junior for Mount Vernon.
That was about a 15-foot shot. Made that look easy.
He was just inside the 2-point area. A couple of steps back, he'd have 3.
Yeah.
Isaacs pulled out for Connersville. Man-to-man defense by Mount Vernon.
A very
Wilcox
sticky
gets
defense.
the ball to Isaacs on a nice pass, and Bo, I think, was going to try to get to the basket, but
Yeah.
he wasn't able to turn around in time before the defense of Mount Vernon surrounded him.
Last week's Game of the Week against Muncie, well, that's not a good pass. Well, here we go.
Interception by 42, and he dunks the ball, and Mount Vernon quickly out 4-0 in this ball game.
I can't give them those free points like that.
Back court. Grant Smith finally moves it across the timeline. Number 40 drives down. He's going to try a dunk, but he's unsuccessful. And number 42 is doing all the damage. He grabs the rebound, and there's a two-pointer from the corner by number 21, McLeod, and some debris on the floor.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that came from. There's lots of stuff over there.
What that is.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff right here.
Right,
Center
I don't
court.
know what's happened.
Yeah, there's one right over there. The girl just
official doing the janitor work here.
Yeah, not sure where that came from, but I tell you what, Grant, you know, he was upset at that dunk. He tried to go for it. He got stuffed, but you know what? That's not going to stop him. He's going to keep going back. And again, when you're playing a taller team, you want to get inside, maybe draw the fouls, collapse the defense, hit some outside shots. Right now, we haven't really made a shot other than Grant's dunk attempt.
Full court press by this Mount Vernon crew.
And one thing we've learned, Fran, especially last week's game of the week, is that this team does not panic. This team does not quit. We've seen it all season long.
Again, they've won 12 games and lost 2, but the Spartans are 13-3.
Yeah, and you know, we beat Newcastle at Newcastle. They lost to Newcastle, so
yes,
you know, I mean, you never know what's going to happen.
At Newcastle, which was quite a victory. Isaacs is pulled out by the Spartans, and Marauders defense trying to force the Spartans into the low percentage long shots, I think.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, we just need to try to get inside somehow, some way. And you know, we've had games like this where it takes a while for us to get inside, but once we do, and it's generally, to be honest, it's either Tyler or Garrett that usually does it. That's a good defense right there, Fran.
Excellent defense. Silcott with the ball handler, number 12, being guarded by number 12.
You know, if I remember right, they give up, what, 51 points a game?
Yes.
Yeah, so, you know, our defense is a little bit better.
Spartans will pull out and reset the play as the Mount Vernon fans are applauding their team's efforts on defense. Here's number 12 firing and hitting a three, and Garrett Silcott will wipe that zero off the scoreboard for the Spartans. 6-foot sophomore averaging 9 points a game.
Now the faithful loud on that first three, letting the Mount Vernon Marauder fan base realize that you're in our house, we're not in yours.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, they've been very vocal and very alive.
12 fires, misses.
Nice
Finally, Marauders miss a shot, I think.
That's unbelievable.
Here
what
is
a beautiful play. Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Grant Smith got in close. Shot was short, but he got his own rebound and tipped up and in, and the Spartans have 5 points.
Yeah, and he's screaming, he's excited, he's ready to go. I mean, that was a very athletic play. You know, I tell you what, Grant is Jordan-esque on his moves. It's unbelievable. That kid is
great. The Riders missed another shot. 2 straight shots they've missed, Ron.
Yeah, well, you know, our defense is starting to pick up a little bit too.
Right.
So, you know, they came out quick. We, again, didn't panic, so we're still down 1. We got to pick it up right here. Bo's going for 3.
Isaacs
That's it.
Tries a 3. Got it. Spartans grab the lead, and the fans go crazy here early in the ball game.
The faithful again. The boys are waving their arms. They love. You know, I tell you what, these boys, they feed off the faithful. The faithful are giving the boys a lot of energy, and we got an 2-point lead. 8-0 run.
8-0 run.
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah, made their 6-0 run look kind of minuscule, didn't it?
Yes.
You know, the faithful in this place, I tell you what, they're going to have to redo the roof after this season, Fran.
You're right there.
Oh, that's a nice.
Oh, nice interception by Billups for the Spartans to see if they can capitalize on the mistake by Mount Vernon.
Yeah, definitely this is what we need to do. They've capitalized off our mistake with that two-handed slam.
That's right.
We got to
I think that's the key to the ball game here.
A lot of contact there.
A little bumping and no foul. Here's Brad Smith over to Silcott.
You know, if I remember right, I think we've seen this crew once before, this Zebra crew out there, and I think they let the boys play.
Billups
going in. Oh, that's beautiful.
Stumbled as he goes down. No foul call. The rebound grabbed off by number 42 by Mount Vernon. Shepard again. Eric Shepard is 6'6" and a junior with a 13.6 per game average for
nice
the Marauders.
Defense.
Here's a turnaround shot missed by number 21, but the rebound is tipped out to him by teammates. That shot is missed. Billups rebound.
He's going all the way.
Spartans goes down. Misses a shot up close. Isaacs tries a shot missed. And Mount Vernon has a rebound. Boy, a couple of close-in, high percentage shots.
Yeah, that was
by
beautiful.
the Spartans.
And that was a beautiful dribble there from number 42 behind his back right there. We're seeing a lot of athleticism from both sides of the ball tonight, Fran.
Well-coached teams.
Oh, both teams are well-coached. Both teams gel together. Both teams, you know, they know what's going on and when to do it and how to do it.
Right. Mount Vernon has the ball. Here's a shot from the side, miss. Well, the Marauders having a problem wiping or adding to that 6.
Yeah,
they've been there for quite a while.
Yeah, the lid's closing in on them. Again, we got to build the lead right here. We only got a 2 lead. That was wow.
Take advantage of every time you have the ball is the key to this ball game.
Yeah, a lot of pushing going on in there. Garrett, I thought he may have been fouled. Ooh, I thought Chandler was going for it, and he bumps into Grant.
Chandler doesn't shoot very often. He's the playmaker for the Spartans.
Oh, yeah, he's a bruiser. Chandler's a bruiser. He's one of those guys.
Oh, that's it again. Three. Another tray by the Spartans, and they go up 11-6.
And I like that.
Spartans fall back on defense. The Marauders will set the attack.
Nice 11-0 run.
Spartans.
You know, we definitely got to be able to get inside the road.
That's 21 pushing, and a block going to be called on the Spartans. Makes the fans unhappy because they thought it was a charge.
Yeah, we're going to find that right there. Tyler was moving a little bit. You can't
picks up the first foul of this ball game.
Yeah, it was pretty clean, almost a quarter without a foul.
Played almost 7 minutes with just 1 foul.
Well, there was a few out there, they just weren't called.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, the officials don't want to break their whistles. I mean.
No, not at all. Maybe they don't have any, but apparently they do now.
It seemed like they didn't have any. You're right. Here's a jumper from the free throw circle, a 2-pointer for number 42. That guy's a wrecking crew, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's got the touch.
How many? He have all their points?
4. No, he has 4.
4 of their points. 4 of their 8. I thought he had them all.
Uh-uh.
Here's Silcott driving down, laying one up and in, but a foul called before he scored, so it will not count. We're going to call foul number 12. That's Michael Ertl. Here comes Noah Belt into the ball game for the Spartans, replacing Chandler Graves.
You know,
go out.
Bo's not really the 3-point threat. He's, you know, been on fire tonight. Noah is, and got to get inside.
Spartans have the ball in play, and with a tight defense by the Marauders, it's a long pass in the back court from Silcott to Isaacs. Brings it back in the front court, and Spartans set the play.
Definitely want to score right here, Fran, to go into the second quarter with a little bit more momentum than we have now. Build this lead. We've been making threes. We definitely want to start making our inside shots because sooner or later those 3 lids will start closing.
Seconds remaining here in the first period.
Mount Vernon coach went
I forgot
crazy.
what he was doing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what he was going crazy about. We got 5 seconds still. It's time to get inside.
He didn't like. Here's a shot that is partially blocked, missed by Belt, and we have played a fast and furious 8 minutes.
I would say it's a fast and furious. Maybe it's the fastest and the furious we've seen in a very long time. As Noah there trying to just heave and hope that went up.
Spartans have the lead 11-8 after a quarter here at Spartan Bowl. It's Mount Vernon and Connersville on the TV3 Game of the Week.
Bigfoot or
play basketball.
Boy found.
Ready for the second 8 minutes of play here tonight in the first ball game. The junior varsity lost a tough one, 41-37 to the Mount Vernon Reserves. It was Mount Vernon 23-20 at halftime. Spartans came close to winning their 6th victory, but not to be. 41-37 the final in the junior varsity contest.
I tell you what, those boys have had a lot of close calls that didn't go their way.
Here we go. Spartans put the ball in play as we start the second quarter. Chandler Graves back into the game. Dalton Huffman is in the ball game, replacing Bo Isaacs. Dalton wears number 50. Here's a shot which rims by Billups, rebounding a Marauder quickly. Of course, pushes down, and another blocking foul going to be called by the ref. This one on Silcott.
Yeah, Faithful going crazy. Carey's not liking that call. We're going to see the replay coming up right here. What's going on? Still moving a little bit. They're going to get it every time when they're moving.
They're going to give Marauder a couple of free throws.
Yeah, Carey's wanting to know. He's not liking the explanation at all.
A little unhappy with that call because.
Carey's animated. I haven't seen Carey like this in almost ever.
This is Michael Thompson at the line, making the first of 2 free throws. He's a 6'5" senior at Mount Vernon, a 9.5 per game average. It's his team's 9th point. Second one is short. The rebound tipped away and finally taken by Billups. Nope. Gets away from him, and Mount Vernon has the basketball. Shot from the side is good. A three-pointer by number 10, Miles Weyer.
Mount Vernon has the lead again.
Up by a point, the Marauders. They fall back, set the defense. Here come the Spartans. Still caught the ball handler.
After our 11-point. What happened?
There's a whistle on the far side. Let's see what
32 looks like he got called a foul.
Going to be called on 32. That's on Thompson of Mount Vernon. That's their second team foul. His first. Isaacs comes back in for the Spartans, and Huffman will go to the bench. Meanwhile, the Spartans inbound. Grant Smith will take it out, trigger it in to Silcott.
Again, we really haven't gotten inside all night long, except Grant's, cleanup play earlier. We need to really get inside and establish that. And we've hit the threes, that's nice, but we can't rely on that if we want to hang with Mount Vernon. Ooh, that was a nice head fake.
Smith starting to drive the ball. Ball knocked away by the Marauder as there was a pass intended for Billups in the corner. Tapped out of bounds by Mount Vernon, so it'll be Spartan ball.
We see that's the trouble we've had all
getting
season.
the ball in play.
Yeah.
And there's another pass goes into back court. Billups has it.
They're putting their bigs on our guys triggering it in.
The height, these guys have. It's Grant gets rid of his guard very nicely, but another guy picks him up quickly. And here's Billups pulled out in three-point lane, three-point land.
We need to get somebody under the basket. We need to get our bigs in there, Bo and Grant inside.
Smith trying a corner shot, which is missed, and the Marauders have the rebound. They've pretty well controlled the boards, I think, haven't they, Ron?
Yeah, the Marauders, they've got, a lot of, actually it's been kind of nice. That's a nice
steal by Grace or Connorsville.
He almost walked, huh?
Almost. He could have been called for a walk. Ooh. Smith goes in, is cut down as he goes in for a shot. He'll be at the line for a couple of free throws.
Yeah, what a great move there from Grant. As he gets inside, he knows he's going to get the foul right there, and he just throws the ball, inside there. I mean, it went through the hoop just the other way, and not going to get any points for that. But again, drawing the foul, knew he's going to get the foul, gets to the line. We got to make these free throws.
Grant is a 70% free throw shooter,
which is
not good. And he misses that one. Here's number 21, McLeod, coming in to the ball game for Mount Vernon, and Thompson goes out. Second free throw by Smith is good. Puts the game tied at 12. Grant has 3 points. Driving down and
oh, wow.
Oh, nice call by the ref. The ball's out of bounds, knocked away by a Marauder, and the Spartans will have it in play in backcourt.
Yeah, admit it, Fran, that was only a nice call because it went our way, right? Because I thought it was definitely going to be off Chandler. That was great defense right there, and the Marauder guy wasn't too happy with that call, but the Zebra made it, and Faithful, they're happy. We just got to really get inside and score right here. I don't care if we score outside, but we got that's beautiful move. Wow.
Penetrates the defense of Mount Vernon.
And he split them in half. And that kid, I tell you what, he is just
here's the Mount
fearless.
Vernon guy
That's it.
firing a shot, which is good by number 21, McLeod.
And that ties it back up.
Ties it at 14. Silcott with the ball. To Graves. Here's Smith with 3 guys around him.
Oh, wow.
Almost a steal. Finally a steal by Mount Vernon. Number 12.
Oh, that was nice. That was a good block. Oh, beautiful play.
But a fight and
almost knocked out Sam Harvey right there. I tell you what, this game is physical.
Mount Vernon has the ball. These guys are really going at it. Number 10 fires a long shot and misses.
This is crazy.
For the rebound.
You know, we've heard no blood, no foul, so I guess that's, you know, they're going to take that to heart right here.
That's the way. Seems like we had some fellows on the floor here.
Yeah, and Grant about took out the radio crew. Kids like it though. Kids, they love this game like this.
Abraham Hadley, a 6'5" senior, is in the ball game.
He was on the bench.
He should be on the football field. He weighs 250.
Yeah.
So
well, they have this.
Not sure what he's doing here tonight, but
yeah.
There's another guy
Bo.
decked, and
I think Bo took out Hadley.
Here comes the official call.
Oh no, it's going to be Chandler. Yeah, let's see that replay coming up. Now let's look at that drive earlier. Let's see what we got going on. Look at this right here. Look at this. I mean, just a great move. That look at the. I mean, the guy like took huge steps right there. Grant or Garrett
threads a needle, doesn't he?
He sure does. That kid knows how to do that.
Okay,
he's
it's
awesome.
Marauder ball. Under 4 minutes left to play in this opening half of basketball.
I didn't see where Chandler committed that foul earlier, but that's a good defense.
I think they called it on Graves.
Yeah. Oh,
Shot
yeah. Wow.
Missed by Mount Vernon, but they get the rebound and in for a close shot. Thompson scoring for the Marauders. He has 3. Spartans now down by 2, bring it across the timeline.
Now, Spartan Faithful was open for a charge right there, but
Isaacs pulled out. Over to Smith. Three minutes left to play in this opening half of.
You know, as fast as furious this game is, you'd think it would be like, oh, wow.
Phillips driving down.
Yeah, he walked, yeah.
He'll be at the line. No, he won't.
Yeah, he walked. I was hoping that he would have got a foul, but he did just a little bit too much. He's not happy. He told Chandler he was fouled. Zebras didn't agree so because there's no blood.
Apparently not. That must be the key to these guys here tonight.
Yeah, they're getting hicked and hacked, and you know, if you blow it now, if you breathe on somebody, that's a foul apparently. But Zebra's been pretty consistent all night, so that's what you got to go with it.
Here's Mount Vernon.
Yeah, that's a foul, definitely.
That would have been a call, foul on Billups.
Call on Billups?
I think so.
Well, I got to see the replay on that one because I thought Billups was the guy. We couldn't get it from that angle, but from our angle, it looks like the guy just.
It's his second foul.
Yeah. Looks like Noah's coming in.
Belt comes in. Billups will go out with 2 fouls.
Yeah, Billups is a competitor, man. That kid's we're going to be sad when he walks off this court.
Meanwhile, Mount Vernon will inbound. They're under the court.
Got to stop him here. Don't want him to open it up. Now, see, I don't like the way that they're just, throwing that shoulder into our guys right there.
Yeah, the fans want a charge called, but the refs aren't doing it.
That was a good
move.
There's
a Marauder streaking for the basket, laying it up and in. Number 21, McLeod, he has 8 points.
Yeah, he's a driver right there. We got to stop that kid. He's had a few 10-foot shots and gets inside. He's very fast. They're opening up the lead a little bit by 4. They were up 6. We went on that 11-0 run, so 4-point lead is definitely not something to. I don't know why there's not a foul right there.
And Silcott almost lost control.
Yeah, I mean the guy elbowed him.
That's
beautiful. I tell you, Bo's on fire.
Will settle things down with a long 3-pointer.
Yeah, Bo's on fire right there. Man, I tell you, that guy's the janitor getting the cleanup shots inside. Now outside, he's on fire.
Number 12 fires and misses for Mount Vernon. The Spartans get the rebound. Grant Smith comes off with it.
Yeah, we got to take the lead right here.
There's Silcott starting to ride down, backs off.
You know, this is one of those games, Fran, I'm sure you feel it right now too, that like every possession is the most important. Oh, man,
Silcott dumped, the ball knocked away from him, and the ref lets it go.
Oh, that was beautiful.
The Marauders are fighting, getting a couple of 3 shots at the basket.
Yeah, that's
finally get one to drop in, and
I'm not sure that they have whistles anymore.
Who scored that, Ron?
That was Shepard.
Oh, okay, thanks.
He got 6. Faithful's not happy at all. Bo's just going to put it down right here. And he was fouled. He's got 3. Yeah, Bo's got 3.
Will be at the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was unbelievable. I absolutely love that. That was great. Bo was fouled right there. He's what, an 80% free throw shooter. So
Isaac's at 86% from the free throw line.
Yeah, we need it right here to tie this ball game up right now. Boy, that Mount Vernon coach is not happy either. Carey's not happy.
We're in the final minute of the first half here tonight on the TV3 Game of the Week.
All right.
Isaac hits the first of 3 free throws.
Yeah, he's got to make these 3 right here, Fran. You know that. This is very, very important.
Bo takes the ball.
Oh, Bo, wow.
A little bit short. Bo averages 11.1 points a game.
Not a time to miss a free throw right here.
Fires it up and got it.
I think that's a short timeout.
Timeout is taken, a short one. We'll just keep it here as we're nearing the end of the first half of this ball game.
I can't believe how many fouls we've seen that hasn't been called.
Only 8 fouls called in this ball game, 4 on each team, and
there's been a few more than that.
Really seen a game like this.
No, this is the most
season where there was this much bumping and pushing and shoving and holding and
nothing called.
Nothing called, right?
Yeah. Some of the fouls that has been called, you got to question, well, why are you calling this and you didn't call that? So, you know, again, this is the game that, you know, one of the things you don't want to happen is them opening up the whistles in the fourth quarter and kind of throw it away. So Carey's disgusted. His whole staff's disgusted. Faithful's disgusted. Mount Vernon's coaching staff, they're disgusted with these calls. But again, it is what it is. So we got to play it the way it is, and you know, still
Marauders ball in back court. Here come the guys in black, and the Spartans set their defense. Man-to-man. Ball taken out by 42. Shepard.
I tell you what, doesn't it seem like it should be more than 20 to 19?
Ball down to 30 seconds, and apparently they will go for the final shot of the first half. They're up by a point.
Bo, go grab it. But yeah, it feels like it should be more than 20 to 19, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're just going to let them go. I mean, everybody just, there we go.
I tell you what. Set up the play. Here's number 12 with the ball.
Yeah, watch him.
Hurdle.
That 12 guy, he's an outside threat, and that's what they want. They want a kind of a big cushion going into the locker room. I thought he dragged his foot there.
And they got the guy close to
that was beautiful.
And lays it up and in. Nice move by Shepard. And the buzzer sounds. And we've played a half here tonight, and it's a 3-point game. And right now the coach is out on the floor of the Marauders wanting to talk to the official. 22 to 19 is the score as we've reached halftime here tonight at Spartan Bowl. Spartans had an 8-point second quarter, 11 points in the first period, and Mount Vernon went from 8 points to 22 in this second 8 minutes of play. Scoring run?
Yes, I got some scoring for you. I tell you what a game. It feels like it should be much more than 22-19, but that's what it is. Mount Vernon, they are led by Eric Shepard's 8 points. James McLeod has also chipped in 8, Michael Thompson 3, and Miles Weyer Has a 3 for Mount Vernon's 22 points for the Connersville Spartans. They are led by Bo Isaacs, 11. Grant Smith has 3, and Garrett Silcott has 5 for the Spartans, 19 points.
I would say the first half was a bit rough.
Yeah, very. I think I got a bruise. I mean, this game, I tell you what, very much a very physical ball game. You know, again, when you're playing teams, I mean, this team has 4 6'5" guys and taller, so you know it's going to be a little physical because we got to get inside. We need to pound that inside. We need to get inside. But I tell you, it's been the fouls that haven't been called is incredible.
I'm anxious to see if things change in the second half or not.
Yeah, you know, I tell you what, one thing that kept us in this game was the threes by Bo Isaac. He had 3 of them. Garrett hit 3. So our threes kept us in this ball game. We got to get inside. We got to find a way to get them in the foul trouble, to get at the line and make those shots when we are at the line. That's what we need to do, and hopefully we do it.
Mount Vernon 22, the Spartans 19 at halftime. Here on the TV3 Game of the Week, and Ron and I will return with the second half. But right now, let's take this break on the Game of the Week on TV3.
This is Titan 1-4. No signs of life.
Titan 1-4, hold your position.
What do you got?
Unmanned aircraft is identifying enemy sniper.
Copy that. Let's move. Thanks, Reaper 1-1. We got it from here. Sensors coming off target.
Learn more at airforce.com.
Second half time is here as tonight on the TV3 Game of the Week. It's the Mount Vernon Portville Marauders and the Connersville Spartans. What was with that guy?
That's a JV kid came by and he goes, "We're on TV." Yeah, we are.
This little guy came along and waved at the TV screen.
Yeah, he saw where we were standing far that wide shot. Yeah, those kids are dressed to the hilt, man. They got like 3-piece suits on.
Oh yeah, their uniforms, sport coats. They look sharp.
We got to stop them now.
Mount Vernon ball.
Yeah, we got to get back into this ball game right now. Stop them right here, make a statement, score, maybe tie it, get within 1. Definitely slower pace right now than we started this ball game out.
Try to force them to shoot long, and they do, and
they make it.
I guess I shouldn't have said that.
Now that is, I tell you what, that guy was.
Yeah, Michael Ertl just drops one in.
Yeah, Ertl, I tell you what, that kid. Yeah, he knows how to shoot those threes.
25-19. The Spartans are outscored 14-8 in that second period after outscoring Mount Vernon 11-8 in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're calling a jump ball on that?
There's a held ball as bodies are on the floor.
Now they're giving to us, but how can you? Let's see this. What we got coming up as it's going to probably come into your living room right there. Yeah, here we go. And yeah, I can see where they would call that a jump ball. Yeah.
Spartans having trouble putting the ball in play.
Yeah, Garrett was panicking.
Garrett Silcott is asking the official if he can.
Yeah, he's giving me some space.
Guy guarding him to back up just a little bit. I mean, he's right up next to him.
That was not a good pass.
And there's the ball stolen on the inbound pass by Mount Vernon. A turnover by CHS. Not too many in the ball game, but seems as though Mount Vernon has capitalized on the ones that the Spartans have committed.
Yeah, they've capitalized on every one, and now they're trying to get inside. They're going inside out.
Yeah, they're using their height there to their advantage. There's 32 driving down, missing, rebounding the Spartans. Graves comes out with it. Connersville quickly up court.
Yeah, people are just going crazy, with that. If there's any touch, they're wanting a foul, and obviously there's not been that many called. That's, man, I tell you, Chandler should have went inside, challenge that guy.
Close to the basket, about 6-7 feet away, and back to the basket.
He nice move.
Around.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Silcott trying a shot, which will miss, and the rebound is tapped away by a Marauder, so it's Spartan ball.
Yeah, sometimes you live by the 3, die by the 3, and we definitely really got to get inside. Can't be relying on that. Of course, if it would have went in, the Faithful would have went crazy. And
Silcott goes to Isaacs. Phillips
That's
drives
nice. He
down,
just
gets
going in.
up
That's
close.
nice. They're
He
calling
is
a
fouled,
charge.
and they're going to call a charge on Phillips.
Yep. They're calling a charge on Phillips. He's not happy on that. We're going to see the replay. Oh, yeah, that guy was statuesque right there. So they're going to call that every time. That's 3 on Phillips. Can't afford to get him in foul trouble, and Carey doesn't have anybody up. Well, there's a Marauder tying his shoe.
We played a couple of minutes here
Well,
in the second half.
His shoe's untied, and yeah, I don't know why they. Yeah, that number 10 has a shoe untied. See what they're going to do with that. And he's going to be frozen right there. No, he's going inside. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Number 10 right there. That's a nice play by Chandler.
Nice steal by Chandler. Fight for the basketball.
Called for timeout. Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
a timeout called by Mount Vernon. 30-second timeout. We'll keep the ball. There's a scramble. We'll keep it right here. There was a scramble for the basketball.
Yeah. I can't believe I've never seen that happen where a kid's tying a shoe and they're just casually tying a shoe right there as the ball's coming up the floor.
Well, we played 2.5 minutes here in this second half, and we've had 3 points scored, a 3-pointer put in by Mount Vernon.
Yeah, we definitely got to get inside, said that all game long, and just got to, take opportunities that are given to us. And Mount Vernon, it's not a faster pace as it was in that first quarter, but still very physical. And I tell you what, we got a good game tomorrow, against Mooresville. So, this physical game, may come to haunt us tomorrow.
Here come the Marauders putting the ball in play at their end of the court. Number 12 pulled out is Erdl. Taken off by Ware. Back to Erdl.
Yeah, again, they're slowing down a whole lot.
Driving down,
yeah.
And baseline shot. They're finally calling a charge, I think, on the Marauder.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I don't know if we got a replay on that coming up. And yep.
Foul called on number 12. That's his second, first team foul. The official, the coach from Mount Vernon continues to chat with the official. I don't know what he should be unhappy about. I thought.
But both coaches are not happy at all. And I mean, with this officiating crew, it's, they're letting the boys play, but sometimes that's detrimental to
the Spartans on the attack.
To both teams. Yeah.
Connersville has yet to score here in this third period.
Yeah, we really need to live in a run like we had in that first quarter. We just need a little bit of explosion. Again, these boys have not panicked at all.
Yeah, an 8-0 run there in the first period, and since then the Spartans have found shots hard to come from. And
oh man,
there's Phillips trying one miss, but
beautiful by Bo.
Bo Isaacs got the rebound, put it up and in. He has 13 points.
Oh, that was beautiful. That's why we call him the janitor. That's the definition of his nickname right there. Getting the glass, getting the cleanup points right there. That kid, that kid,
that's
man,
number
he's crazy.
12 hitting a 3. It's Michael Erdl. 6 points in tonight's game.
He hasn't even hit the rim.
Here come the Spartans.
One thing, we've been in positions like this plenty of times this year. Again, last week's game against Muncie Central, we, seemed like we played behind a whole lot. So that he was fouled.
Smith driving down, a whistle sounds. I think Grant will be at the line for a couple of free throws.
Now the second foul is what was called. Is he, hit right there, and then they almost hit right in the face.
So called on Ware. That's his first, team second.
Ware should be out of the game. I think he's committed 4 fouls I've seen, and none of them been called.
Number 33 comes in, Gatewood for Mount Vernon. 42 goes out, Shepard.
Again, this is where we definitely got to, anytime we get a free opportunity to score, we have to score. Get a rebound right there.
Shot is missed. Had to grab the rebound for Mount Vernon is Thompson. 4 points for Grant tonight. He averages 12.8.
Yeah, we got to get him scoring.
And the Marauders on the attack.
You know, again, Marauders definitely a lot slower. You get that feeling. They don't seem as...
They're up by 6 points.
Yeah, so that's why they're slowing down.
We've never really been able to play our game, Ron. In this game, there's a bad pass by Mount Vernon. Will give the ball to the Spartans.
You know, you've mentioned earlier, I mean, you definitely mentioned earlier that Mount Vernon, they've definitely, as you see this errant pass right here, looked like he kind of slid his foot there. But you made mention earlier, Fran, that Mount Vernon's capitalized on our mistakes. We really haven't. That may be what's the difference of this ball game. We got to capitalize right here.
Yes. Now we need a basket.
Oh, there we go. That's
Silcott gets
they were doing
away
it to
from
Silcott?
Garrett. Fight for the basketball. Taken by Billups. Gives to Isaacs. Goes
He was hit in the head.
Misses the shot. Loose basketball picked up by one of the Mount Vernon players.
Wow, I thought he was clipped in the side of the head. Bo was.
Looks like a couple, 3 fouls were called.
Yeah,
Should have been called there. Here's Grant Smith stealing the ball, and as he starts up court, a whistle sounds, stopping play.
Yeah,
there's going to be a foul called on 33 Gatewood.
Yeah, I can't believe they tried to alley-oop with Garrett. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, Silcott was on the receiving end, and
boy, he got up there. I thought he was going to, you know, kiss the rim. That's how high Garrett was. I think that guy's got some springs too.
Spartans had the ball.
We may be a tiny team, but boy, we got some springs in our legs.
Here's Isaacs.
Eye
on him. There's a loose basketball knocked away by Mount Vernon player. Spartans will.
Boy, Carey's just jawing with that zebra right there. There was a couple fouls right there that just was not called, and Carey's not happy. I mean, Garrett was pretty much robbed, and there was nothing called.
Spartans put the ball in play. Down by 6 with 2 minutes left to play, third period.
You know, it's both ways though, Fran. Mount Vernon's getting some hose calls too. They're not getting called on some, or we're not getting called on some fouls too.
Silcott drives down, gets up
beautiful.
close, lays it up and in, banks it in. Nice play by Garrett.
Yeah, I love that kid.
He's 7 points.
Yeah, he's coming into your living room right there. Look at him split those 2 bigs right there, man. I mean, he just split them in half.
Now Marauders on the attack, driving down and scoring. Nice drive from the side. Number 33, Gatewood.
Yeah, Gatewood, that was I mean, he just saw it. He went. I thought there may have been flames coming from that kid.
30-24, 6-point lead. Spartans had the ball here in the third quarter. Trailing in this game, and the Spartans will take a timeout.
Yeah, we definitely got to start getting. I think it's a full timeout, Fran.
38-24. Spartans call a timeout, a full timeout here in the TV3 game of the week. So a break in the game. We'll take a break here on our telecast.
I am for the child who's had 7 addresses in a single year because she's in foster care, because her father abused her, and her mother couldn't believe her. She is the child I am for. I am a CASA volunteer. I am you.
Timeout's over. Play about to be resumed here in the third period.
We're just playing behind this half so far. It's, you know, the complexity of the game definitely changes since we're playing from behind it. That first quarter, you know, we went on stretches where we had the lead, but once Mount Vernon took the lead late in the first half, you know, we just haven't been able to get it back. And, you know, again, it's not getting the glass, not getting the opportunity when we get, you know, when they make a mistake. And again, we're not good on the boards tonight.
Spartans in control.
But there is another run in this, Fran. So
there's Billups in the side. Goes to Smith. He tried the alley-oop, I think, but he was too far under. Pass comes back out.
Well, you know, there is a height advantage with Grant against number 33 Gatewood, so we'll see if they exploit that. That's it.
Set for a shot, and it's a 3.
That's his first 3. Can you believe that? Oh wow! I thought maybe the Zebra was going to call a T on Grant for his, you know, but I was watching replay. I didn't see what happened. Just calm down, guys. It's down by 3. Just stop him right here.
Okay, final shot of the third period coming up.
Yeah.
Now Vernon has the basketball.
Definitely have to stop them. We get the ball going into the quarter, so let's stop them right here.
3 points.
He walked. I was going to say.
Traveling called on Mount Vernon.
Great defense right there for our boys right there as Carey gives some extra instructions to Garrett.
There's Thompson coming out of the ball game for Marauders. The Spartans, Graves comes out and Belt comes in.
You know, of course, what we got to do, Fran, is make them pay. We can maybe tie this game. Again, we don't have to tie it. We got another quarter to go, but you know, clearly momentum's on our side.
Be great to get a basket right now, Ron, as we're nearing the end of the third period. Spartans trailing by 3. Silcott will drive down. Whistle stops play.
Not sure if he is in the act of shooting.
Pushing foul going to be called on a Marauder.
That's going to be on Ertl. That's his 3rd. Yeah, not sure when the whistle was blown. If he won't know, he's not at the line.
Non-shooting foul. Huffman comes in for Connorsville, and Isaac will go out. 5.5 seconds on the clock here in the third period. Spartans have the ball. They're into the court, down by 3.
I tell you what, I love Garrett. You know, that kid's not afraid to get inside at all. He'd go up against Andre the Giant.
Here we go. Phillips drives into the free throw lane. A little jumper missed. Right for the rebound. Pulling off by Mount Vernon. They're too far away from the basket to try a shot. And we played 3 quarters here tonight. And 30-27 is the score after 3. Spartans down in this ball game. About the final 8 minutes. Right after this on the TV3 Game of the Week.
Cradles Child Care at the Hope Center offers a loving environment for children of high school students, college students, and our working parents. We accept infants 2 weeks of age to 3 years old. If you are looking for a low-cost child care, please contact 825-1244 or visit our website at hopecenterconnorsville.com.
Both teams scored 8 points in that third quarter.
The faithful having fun over there. The cheer block of the kids. They're happy. They're hoping that this 3-point deficit can be erased immediately.
A lot of support here tonight. Spartans start the final period with their starting 5 in there. Silcott, Graves, Phillips, Grant Smith, Isaacs. Here we go. It's Mount Vernon basketball as we start this last quarter of play here at Spartan Bowl tonight.
Yeah, have to stop them right here, Fran. Just, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's imperative.
Here's number 32. I thought he kind of lost the ball there for a second.
I thought he did too there for a second.
The official didn't call it. Working a guy underneath. There's number 21 putting ball up and in as they penetrated the Spartans defense. Got the ball to McLeod. He has 10 points in this ball game.
Yeah, that was just textbook right there, getting inside. I mean, somebody fell asleep and McLeod made him pay. Now we got to, you know, again, we got to make him pay. This is an important series right here. Chandler's inside,
tries a baseline, nice pass to him, and Chandler goes up and in.
Yeah, Garrett saw him. Chandler made him an assist.
3-point difference in this ball game.
You know, don't like playing from behind, but these boys, you know, didn't seem to bother them. I was going to say, yeah, that was
two going to be called for a charge.
Yeah, I was afraid that, he just, kind of elbowed Grant right there. I maybe get the trainer out, maybe Grant drew blood right there, but, I mean, watch this right here. He just, sticks his elbow up, and
that's his second.
Yeah.
Team's fifth already.
Yeah, again, we only have one foul. If we get into the bonus, we definitely got to hit these free throws if we get into the bonus.
Right, after two more fouls, why?
Oh, man, I was hoping
Spartans will be in the 1-and-1. Here's Silcott out to Smith, pulled out. Nobody into the basket for the Spartans. Smith drives down the baseline. There's a shot that is missed from the side. And the rebound goes to Mount Vernon.
Yeah, I was hoping he would make that, of course.
Well, that would have been a big shot if the Spartans could have hit it. Now the Marauders on the attack. Silcott guarding the ball handler, now backing toward the basket, and they're going to call a foul on the
That's going to be on
Spartans
Billups
this time, I believe.
Yeah, that's Billups' fourth. We can't have him out of this game.
No, it is a shooting foul.
Yeah.
I thought it was a non-shooting foul. Here's Belt coming in for the Spartans. At the line will be number 42 for Mount Vernon. He's their leading point maker. Eric Shepard has a couple of free throws coming.
I'm not sure what the delay is. Yeah, there's. Okay, here we go. Finally, I didn't know what to.
I don't know what they were waiting on either.
Yeah, I know Noah's going to come in for Tyler after this shot.
The free throw, which is good. First one. We've got a second one. Belt comes in for Billups.
Again, this physical game is. We got another one tomorrow. Another tough game away.
Free throw is good. Both of them are good. It's easy to see why this guy has a 13-point game average. Ron.
Yeah. He's a complete player at Shepherd. He's a junior, so good news for Mount Vernon team. They love that. Kid's got one more year. Back down 5. Still got plenty of time. No need to panic.
There's Silcott. He'll drive down, loses the ball momentarily.
Oh, he got it back. That's our ball.
And
what hustle.
It's going to be a held ball as
Garrett was almost choked.
He was on the floor, a couple of guys on top of him, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a physical game, and the Zebras are letting it happen, and they got to slow it down. As Grant's going to trigger it in, again, can't stress enough, and we'll probably say it another 3 or 4 times, but it's a very important series right here. We have to score.
Spartans ball. Down by 5. The Spartans can. And the over-guarding, a blocking call will be called on.
Now they're calling it.
Blocking foul on James McLeod.
That's his first. That's a team 6th. So.
Is that the 6th or 16th, Ryan?
I think they're 16. They've only called 6. Yeah, of course. We may have 12. They've only called 2.
Well, that's true
wow,
too.
Garrett just got plunked in the face right in front of us. I'm surprised that wasn't called.
Guys just.
Now 21's talking trash to Garrett. I mean, this is getting a little crazy out there.
Now he falls down, but Isaac picks up a loose ball. The Spartans keep possession. Here's Smith, a turnaround jumper, fouled, and he'll be at the line for a pair of free throws.
Now I tell you what, Ware, that's his.
Foul's going to be called on 10 Ware, and that coach of Mount Vernon.
He wasn't happy about that. But he's not happy because they didn't probably call that foul earlier in the ball game. Now they're starting to call it. So our boys are playing to the whistle, and
here's
now they're being called.
Smith at the line.
Man, we got it. That just can't happen. We have to make these free throws because now we're in the bonus.
That's right. That's a 7th foul.
Yeah, we got to make them.
There's Grant's.
No, he missed it
throw.
again. That's
too hard.
not
And
good.
The rebound goes to Mount Vernon.
Wasted series.
Free throws can win you a game or lose you a game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just like spares and bowling can win you a game. Oh, that was a beautiful
shot. Ball knocked away by
Grant
Spartan, and it'll be Mount Vernon ball with their number 4.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful play there from Grant.
That's good defense.
Yeah.
Ball finally tossed in to play.
And now we're getting about halfway, 4:30 coming up. 4:30 right now. So that's
10 firing a long shot and missed. Marauder rebounding, and ball flipped out to Ertl.
Oh, that's nice dribbling. We'll call Grant on that, I think. Or maybe Noah.
Foul coming up on the Spartans. It will be on Isaacs.
Was it Bo? Oh, 5-2. I didn't even.
I believe so.
I guess it is Bo right there. I didn't see her. I saw maybe a foul with Noah, but they did call it on Bo.
Yeah, that's his first.
Yeah.
Team's third. Non-shooting foul. It'll be inbounded by Mount Vernon.
4:21 to go. We definitely, really need to start turning it up. This 5-point lead gets more insurmountable as the time comes off the clock. Obviously, that's that's fundamental. Mount Vernon's just pretty much content to eat some clock. We can force a turnover right here
by the Marauders. Spartans, a good defense.
Oh,
Finally, 21.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Wow, misses on the
shot.
He's easiest shot in the world. Nobody around him.
Yeah,
he still missed it.
Yeah, and we know how that feels.
That's right.
Personally, I know how that feels, but as a fan, we know how that feels. Last week's game of the week.
Spartans had the ball down by 5 here in this final quarter. Need a basket.
Yeah, definitely need a basket right here. And I thought.
Yeah, here's a whistle stopping play. What's this one all about? They can call a foul on a Spartan. On Graves, what'd he do?
I have no idea. I don't know if we have but that's, those fouls away from the ball has been that just can't happen. I don't know what happened on that. Just see what we can see here. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I don't either. It was away from the ball. We were watching the ball. And meanwhile, Mount Vernon puts it in play.
That's crazy. I mean, calling a foul like that, but yet you get hip checked and you don't get called, and you get knocked down and you don't get called. That's
right.
No rhyme or reason whatsoever. I don't like to really, because these guys, they're humans, but they're consistent, I guess.
Well, the Marauders,
they're content to just eat some
right
clock.
now seem to be happy with just controlling the ball and protecting that lead of 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised Kerry doesn't call timeout, or somebody that, we can't. Kerry can't call timeout, he doesn't have the ball. Or I was going to say, that was a different foul.
Charge is called on the Mount Vernon guy.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was definitely a foul right there on 42.
Charge.
Yeah. That's his first.
That guy didn't get a technical before the game, so I'll probably be surprised.
I'll be very surprised.
I will.
I mean, Kerry's been jawing some too. I've never seen Kerry jaw this much in our 7 years with him.
Yes, I know it. He's
Kerry's the most calm, cool, collected guy that you know.
Spartans had the ball. 2.5 minutes left to play in tonight's game.
I got to get inside.
Back in, playing with 4 fouls.
No, he walked.
Traveling called on Phillips. A turnover by CHS.
Making too many mental mistakes.
To Mount Vernon.
But you know what? They haven't, we made these mental mistakes and they haven't done anything. So, we definitely, again, got to make them pay. If we stop them right here, we have to make them pay. Because in reality, they should be up 10.
Low scoring ball game.
Got to reward the defense.
Driving down. Again, Mount Vernon working the ball.
Yeah, they're just hoping they catch anybody inside.
Right.
1:52 to go.
Yeah, they're not really anxious to. Well, they got a guy along the baseline, but he doesn't. Well, now he does. Ball knocked away by Smith. Going to be called for a foul.
Yeah, they're going to call that on Grant for sure. Good thing is that they're not in the bonus. Yeah, I mean, you just definitely foul right there. Full timeout.
We have 1 minute and 44 seconds remaining in tonight's game. Spartans down by 5. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout here on the TV3 Game of the Week.
Bigfoot or
play basketball.
boy foul.
Okay, timeout's over, and the officials trying to get the teams to break from their coaches for the final minute and 44 seconds of tonight's game here at Spartan Bowl.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's like watching a chess match. I mean, the energy seems to be there, but we're like intently watching, wondering, how are we going to pull this out? I mean, we've seen it before. We've seen the Houdini act before, where the boys have just pulled it out. When it just seems like it's not going to happen. And right now, we need it to happen.
Inbounding Marauders, their end of the court. There's a foul on Isaacs, Connersville.
Yeah, that's 6. Again, it stops the clock. If we stop them here, got to score.
Well, the officials, I think they called a football game first half.
I think so, yeah.
A basketball game second half.
Yeah, because they are calling the fouls now. If this was, going on the first quarter, you'd have to punch somebody. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now let's make them pay.
Basketball picked up by the Spartans, quickly up toward the Silcott. He's going all the way and lays it up the middle.
Like it.
And the timeout going to be called by the Spartans as they have pulled within 3 points with 1 minute and 26 seconds left to be played.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, Garrett's coming in your living room right there. That is unbelievable. Like that shot right there.
He just goes right to the team. The other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's TV3 3D right there, I tell you. That was great. Again, 30-second timeout right here. Frank got to take a short timeout, regroup, keep the momentum going. We got that last point. Let's stop them. We have to stop them, force them. Maybe get in their face a little bit. That's what we did when we had that 11-0 run in the first quarter, is that we got in their face, we disrupted them. Of course, now this is a different dynamic of the ball game, them up 3 and 1:26 to go. But again, we need to get in their face. Don't make any fouls. We only have, we have no fouls to give. One more foul, boom, they're at the line.
That's right. We have 6 fouls. They have 8.
Yeah. And again, difference right now, we've missed 3 or 4 free throws. I mean, we've missed 3 or 4 free throws. I mean, definitely can't have that.
Play about to be resumed, and Mount Vernon will put the ball in play. Spartans with their defense. Full court press.
Wow, I thought
almost
Chandler was
fast, but 42 went high to
nice.
grab the ball. Ball knocked away from him as Smith comes behind the ball handler and pokes it out of bounds. Touch last by Connersville.
Yeah,
it'll be Mount Vernon ball.
That may have been Chandler right there. Is Chandler?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it looks like it may have. Yeah, I tell you what, Chandler, he's one of those guys who'll disrupt you. You want him on your defensive team right there. And they're going to call him over
Chandler
guarding.
Called for a foul.
Yeah.
That's foul number 7, and they will be at the free throw line now for the 1-and-1.
That's Chandler's 3rd. Noah's going to go in.
Belt will come into the game. Graves will go out. At the free throw line will be number 42.
It's a 1-and-1. He misses it. We have to get down here and score, not take too much time off. And I tell you, Noah is the is a dark horse right there. That kid can make a three from outside. So
I don't think he'll miss the free throws. He hasn't yet tonight, I don't think.
Well, but still, that kid, you're right, he's automatic.
He's their leading scorer. And
what does he average?
13.6.
Yeah, he's at 11 right now, so he's right there.
It's a low-scoring ball game. He has a third of their points.
Yeah,
almost a third of their points.
Well, he's a complete ball player right there, Fran.
Absolutely. I think he makes them go.
Yeah, he does.
Spartans up court. Here's Belt driving down, feeding off to Smith. That's a bad pass, intercepted by Mount Vernon. Quickly up court is 42, and he one-hands it up and in, banks it off the board, and he has 14 points, and they have suddenly ballooned their lead to 7 points with under a minute left to play.
Yeah, we've seen this, opposite happen when we were playing Rushville. It was 30-something seconds to go, and they were down 7. And they came back and somehow got the game to go into overtime. 52 seconds to go right here, and it's a timeout, and we're down 7. Maybe we can make a comeback real quick.
That'd be great. That'd be a great ending, but Mount Vernon has a pretty sticky defense.
Yeah, they sure do. And again, this game has come down to the fact that they were able to capitalize on our mistakes and we weren't.
Yes.
And that's it. They got the glass at the right time. We never did. So, you're going to have one of these games. This is a great team. We're hanging with them, and this is a sectional opponent. They are, aren't they? They're sectional.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. So and they obviously they, Carrie said it. They're the favorite to get in that sectional, but. I wouldn't count us out. If we do lose this game, this will be definitely a game that we learn from. Definitely a game that we grow from.
Timeout's over, and we're about ready to go with the final 52 seconds of tonight's ball game.
And I say if with a big I and an F because the fact that these boys have shown me time and time out that their hearts are huge and that they do not give up.
Ball be put in play by the Spartans in backcourt. Trailing by 7.
Yeah, we definitely have to score. One of those games where every series was important.
Here comes Smith up court.
Yeah, nice head fake.
Grant
He's going in all the
down,
way. He
goes out for a shot. Yeah. Missed, but he was fouled.
Got to score, and that only took about 5 seconds off, 5.5 seconds off, so that was good to get down there that quick. Again, 3D right there effective. There's
Grant. Let's see if he can hit these free throws. He struggled.
Got to.
Got that one. Grant ready for his second free throw.
Yeah, got it. Good job.
Got them both. 6 points for Grant tonight so far.
Yeah, again, a quiet 6.
Graves comes back in for the Spartans, and Belt goes out as the Marauders will inbound in backcourt.
They let him go.
They've got a guy underneath, and they feed the ball to number 42, Shepard.
That was speed right there from Shepard.
One-man wrecking crew. Here's a collision of players. Silcott and Marauder collide.
Okay, he makes this. We'll be down 5. So.
Call it on Weyer, number 10.
Yeah, he's still moving. Yeah, that's definitely going to get caught every time.
Silcott will be at the line.
Yeah, he'll get 2. I mean, we're in the double bonus. I thought, Terry's telling 2. I thought the Zebra said 1, but
I think they did signal 1 at the beginning, but it's 10, and when 10 fouls are called, why it's an automatic 2-shot free throw. Silcott makes the first one and the second one.
Can't let anybody streak.
Spartans down by 5. Marauders ball. There's a foul called on the Spartan.
Yeah, this last 32 seconds is going to go very quick or slow as we're going to be fouling, putting them at the line. They're at the 1-and-1, so they don't have the double bonus.
Son Graves, 1-and-1 for.
Graves has to miss this one right here.
Free throw is good. Second free throw coming up. This one is good. 12 points for the free throw shooter from Mount Vernon. Quickly up court to Spartans. Here's a shot,
that's out.
which is missed. It's up over the back court, so it will be out of bounds to Mount Vernon. Graves comes back in. Belt comes out for the Spartans.
Again, playing behind is something that these kids are used to, and they've done very well before, but, sooner or later, it's just going to get too hard. Bo's intercepting that.
There's Isaacs intercepting a ball. A pass by
No.
Now he tries a cross-court pass. It's intercepted by number 21. He goes down and scores. And the Spartans back up court quickly. Shot from out is good by Phillips from the corner of 3. And with 8.8 seconds remaining, a short timeout is called.
Unbelievable. Bo did that interception, and then they intercepted it again. And again, what the difference in this ball game is the fact that, as you see Tyler hit that 3 right there. Difference in this ball game is the fact that they capitalized on our mistakes and we didn't. And that happens.
Yes,
you're going to have those ball games. And,
oh, sure, that's right.
You got to learn from these ball games and go on. I hate to see the faithful, walk out of here. Again, 8.8 seconds ago, anything can happen. I've seen Reggie Miller score like 9 points in 8 seconds, so anything can happen. Let's see a miracle right here. Let's see a classic, instant classic. I'm calling for it.
Well, if they had a 6-point play, why?
Yeah, well, that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would come in handy right now.
Let's just see, steal a 3-pointer from someone, and
okay.
And then
if he got
steal,
fouled,
another one. Get a 4-point. Another steal and another one.
Meanwhile, Marauders ball, and I think they will hang on to it as much as they can.
Yeah. Well, he was fouled.
Get the pass in.
I don't know how you didn't foul. He was fouled and they didn't call it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's about it. Number 42 has the ball and calling sounds. And this ball game's over, and boy, those officials are leaving the floor in a hurry around.
Oh yeah, I would too.
They're getting out of here real quick.
Yeah, I would, without question, get out of here.
Vernon has 44 points, and the Spartans have 38 when the final buzzer sounds here tonight at Connersville. It was a 14-point fourth period for Mount Vernon. The Spartans scored 11 points in that final quarter. Connersville had a lead at the end of the first break, 11-8, but fell behind in the second 8 minutes, 22-19. They were down by 3 at the end of 3, 30-27, and they finally losing this ball game by a 6-point margin, 44-38. You have scoring, Ron?
I sure do. I think I'm a little bit off on Mount Vernon, but no, who cares? Mount Vernon Marauders, they were led by Eric Shepard's 16 points. Damari Gatewood had 2. Michael Thompson had 3. James McLeod, he had 12 points. Michael Ertl had 6, and Miles Wayer had 3 points, and I think he had 30 fouls. For the Connersville Spartans, they were led by the janitor Bo Isaacs, 13 points, only 2 in that second half. 6 points by Grant Smith, 6 points by Tyler Billups, 11 from Garrett Silcott, and Chandler Graves has 2 for the Connersville Spartans. Tough loss.
Loss number 4 for the Spartans. They have won 13 times. For Mount Vernon, it was win number 13. They have lost twice. The JV game again was a 41-37 victory for the reserves from Mount Vernon. Our crew tonight, director Sidney Toshlag-Jobe, our instant replay John Pawsey, graphics by Justin Roberts, on camera were Jacob Bentley, Joe Memrick, and Devin Hamilton. Our next telecast on TV3 of Spartan basketball will be the Spartans meeting Centerville here at Spartan Bowl. Now we invite you to stay tuned, as we'll have some comments from Spartan head coach Kerry Brown about tonight's game. 44-38 again, the final, as Mount Vernon comes to Spartan Bowl and gets victory number 13. Stay with us. The coach coming up next right after this break on the TV3 Game of the Week. Coach, we knew this would be a tough ball game, and it was.
It was close, hard-fought basketball game, down one possession going into the last quarter, and we ended up losing by 2 possessions. You know, I thought our guys scrapped and fought pretty hard. We just couldn't get it done, and give them credit. They're an outstanding basketball team. I thought they played really good defense, really solid defense, and I thought they did the things that they needed to do offensively. They had a player step up and get into double figures that, you know, we did a good job guarding 10 and 12 and 32 for them, and 21, who's probably their 5th option, stepped up and got into double figures. So, again, just give them credit for making the plays to win this tight, hard-fought ball game.
They did a good job on the Spartan turnovers, didn't they?
Well, unofficially, I had us for 10 and them for 11. So that's not too bad. The thing is, probably both coaches would like to have fewer turnovers because it was a lower possession game. Mm-hmm. But anytime you're around 10 or fewer, you know, as a coach, you're not going to complain too much about that.
The low score of this ball game, how can you explain that?
Well, I think it had to do with value in each possession. You know, I thought they played very patient at times, and we played very patient at times. You know, probably our second possession of the game, we passed it around and finally hit a 3 after they'd gone up 6-0. But then that started us on an 8-0 run where we went up 8-6. So we just tell our kids we want great shots. I think they are playing a very similar type of offensive game where they want to make sure they get great shots and make the extra pass. And I think sometimes then that leads to lower possessions each quarter.
This is a rough ball game, probably one of the rougher we've seen here.
Yeah, you know, it was and it wasn't. At times it was rough, and at other times I think the referees let people play. So you just have to play through and adjust and figure out how the referee's going to call it, and then play. It doesn't do any good to get frustrated. And, you know, we talked to our kids at halftime. We talked about afterwards that, you know, this was a learning experience from that standpoint. You just can't worry about it. You have to play through it and not worry about those types of things that we cannot control.
You could meet this team again in the sectional?
Yeah, and, you know, I challenged our kids. I told them, you know, everybody, if they'll do one thing and get better at one thing between now and the end of the season, we'll make up that gap right now, 2 possessions to end the basketball game, and hopefully we'll do a better job next time when we see these guys, and we'll come out on top.
Hope so. Coach, thanks.
Thanks, Fran.
Okay, everybody, that wraps up our telecast here on TV3 this evening of the game between the Spartans and the Marauders from Mount Vernon. 44-38 is the final score. Again, a reminder, our next telecast will be when the Centerville Bulldogs come to Spartan Bowl. For Ron Wiley, this is Fran Schommel, thanking you as always for watching Spartan Sports on TV3. Good night, everybody.